Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Shift, the first of the new Third Shift rebrand, the new Third Shift reconfiguration of the show. Oh my goodness, how's it going to be different? You have to stick around and find out. But of course, I have not been reconfigured. I'm your host, Matt. With me, as always, is Eric. And Eric, hey, we didn't mess up this part of the show. How was your week this week, my man?
Hey, we're going to keep this intact because you know what? It's important. You guys need to know what I'm doing. You need to know what Matt's doing.
I need to know about your kids' dance classes.
That's right.
Such, Eric.
You need to know this information. So you might have heard that Eric was down on his luck. His back was broken. He was wobbling, hobbling all over the place. Well, guess what? The pain is still there, my friends. I went to a doctor. The doctor said, hey, guess what? You're going to always have such pains in your back for the rest of your life. It's going to suck for you. They said, however, I can give you referrals to some people who do chiropractic crap, muscle crap, physical therapy crap. I said no to the physical therapy because I'm not an idiot. I know how to relax and stretch my muscles. But I did say yes to the doctor who does the muscle/bone restructuring because they looked at it and she found out that what I had done was I had shifted the left side of my body wrong. So the left side of my bone structure was slightly up. And so what had happened when my wife had stepped on it was she popped it back. The problem with doing that, of course, is all the muscles, all the other things in the area are all jacked up now and still not actually fully in alignment because she went ahead and pushed on my pubic bone and then my hip. And
whoa there, buddy.
Yeah, hurt.
You got to get me in touch with this doctor lady.
Oh, yeah. And it hurt. And she was like, you feel that? And she goes, okay, so what that means is that you're still not all adjusted back into place yet. So that's why I'm going to be going to this doctor who, without, just stepping on your back and possibly killing you, does it the right way and pops things back to where they should be. So hopefully I get back to the point where it's just my back hurts because I'm used to that. That's been the way it has been forever. I can deal with it. It's not a big deal. So yeah, my health is okay. I'm going to survive. But as always, on top of that, a stupid little stomach bug of some kind has got me, so it's been bad, man. This week's been like, hey, Eric, just give me a slappy once. Let me slap it twice. I don't care, though, because you know what? As I did last weekend, this past weekend, I also sat my daughter down again, and we played Dragon Quest to our heart's content. It was awesome. We had a ton of fun, got a lot farther. We met a new character, Sylvando, who is just over the top, crazy, the eccentric gay guy who's super
super flamboyant.
Yeah, super flamboyant. That's him to the T. But it is he is hilarious. Me and Elaine are just cracking up constantly at him. So good times all around. Besides that, I got a movie upcoming, Overlord. I'm looking forward to seeing.
Heck yeah.
Me and the wife have a date night the following weekend, which I'll tell you guys all about because, that's the new Harry Potter movie. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I thought you were just going to make this a really raunchy and saucy podcast.
Oh, yeah. Just
give us all the details on date night.
Exactly. No. Jeez, oh, Pete. Other than that, that's about it for me. Pretty lazy. Oh, no, actually, hey, I did do something constructive. I'm not just a lazy bones man who doesn't do anything. This weekend, as well as playing Dragon Quest, we went ahead and built a shelf for under our stairs. Father-in-law came over, and I'd already bought the wood and got all the tools out and ready to go. And we built this awesome shelving unit that got attached inside the stairwell. It's perfect. It looks gorgeous, actually, and it fits tons and tons of the jars. And now, unfortunately, I have to now, of course, build the mirror of it on the other side. So it's not over yet. So my basement's tore apart. Looks like a freaking war zone in here. But
let's see, what have we learned from work, Eric? Can you do that? Yeah, let me try it, and then you don't do it. Because if you do it right, then you have to do it again.
Yeah.
So you did it right, and now you got to do it again.
I know. But at the end of it, it will be an awesome little cubbyhole closet, for all of our canned goods, which, as you know, that's something Amanda loves to do, so we have a ton of them everywhere over here. So it's cool, and she appreciates it and loves it, and was ecstatic to see the one side go up. So good stuff. What about you, Matt?
Nice. I don't think I did anything at all this week. Like, I was writing out the show notes, and I think I literally wrote, I haven't done anything at all. So that was my week. I can't think of anything cool that I did. Although today at work, during one of the big doldrum sessions, I did have a little spike of happiness because, let's see, we have a coworker who has certain restrictions, and we put together, like he and I, in our brains, created like a game scenario. We're going to call this game Restrictions. And so you'll be an older person. We'll codename this guy Bowser. His name is Bowser. He's got restrictions he got to work under. It's like he can stand for only so long and he can only lift so much. And I was like, it'll be like a side-scrolling game where like you got to sit to earn standing points. And you spend your standing points to move. And then every now and then it'll be like, random battle, here's an obstacle. Can you lift up this 50-pound weight? You try it, shoo, game over, you fail because you lost all your standing points. I don't know. It was fun. It was a really fun moment. I was laughing really hard, and he gave me like a weird kind of look. And I went, hey, it'd be fun, Bowser. And he went, oh, I don't know. Are you going to make that? And I went, why not? So there you go, indie developers out there. Make a game called Restrictions. So there we go. There's a Matt's Indie Game Showcase for you. Super scoop before the game even gets made. There's a Matt's Indie Game Concept Showcase. That's it. There you go. Boom. But other than that, on the video game front, I did play some more Fish of the North Star. Of course, streamed that at twitch.tv/ThirdShiftMe. That is always fun. I always... I'm like, oh, man, I don't really feel like playing anything. I guess I'll play some Fish of the North Star today. And then the instant it boots up, when I hit that special technique on the first guy, and I'm just like, okay, my mood is just instantly 1,000 times better. Big smile on my face. Hell yeah, let's do this. And, yes, I do have a good story about that. Because if you were in that stream with me, because I know Howard was, he was watching it with me, I did one of the best sub-stories of the entire game, of any game that I've ever played, of any Yakuza game even. I think it was called 3-Second Cooking, but it was all about getting beef for this little kid so he could have a hamburger steak. And he, all the way through, he started calling you Mr. Beef, and Kenshiro would refer to him as that hamburger kid. So I wrote down, Howard and I are going to make a C-level movie called Mr. Beef and the Hamburger Kid. Or like make a children's storybook or something.
Actually, that would be an awesome storybook. I could help with that part.
It was absolutely ridiculous. I would love to go into it in all the details, but that was another one that had all the ups and downs that I always talk about. Like, it starts off, the kid's complaining he really wants a hamburger steak. Butler, because he's got a butler. He's like, oh, young master, we can't get the hamburger steak. Oh, screw you, I want it. Meh. So you're like, this stupid bratty kid. But then it's like, oh, he really wants it because his mom used to make it, and she's not around anymore. So it's like, oh, man, you got to help out this guy. But then it goes through all this goofy stuff of, oh, man, hey, Mr. Beef, and you're beating up, this goon who's trying to extort you for the beef.
Oh,
and you get it back there and you're like, hey, here's the beef. And the butler's like, yeah, I'm going to cook it. Well, I guess I am going to go into all the details. So who cares? Here we go. He's like, yeah, I'm going to cook it. And the kid's like, no, Butler, screw you. You spit when you talk and the spit gets in the food, and I hate you. So it's like up, down, up, down. And then Kenshiro's like, well, I mean, I guess I can help. And it's like, and the butler's, well, we need knives to cut up this beef, but we're really short on knives. So what does Ken do? He punches the crap out of this beef, and it's shooting and flying, and he's got these perfectly formed chunks at the end. Oh, how are we going to cook it? Oh, the guy that you beat up his goons, who you took the beef from, he comes back, he's got a giant flamethrower. So you beat the crap out of him, you steal the flamethrower. You cook the beef with this flamethrower in these, it's like expertly toasted and everything. It's all grilled up fine and beautiful, when the animation is just gouts of flame just spraying all over this beef.
Now, I have seen a steak cooked with a flamethrower. So I can actually believe all this. It's real. It has happened.
It is so ridiculous. And then it's those touching moments of just, he eats it. It's like, oh, man. And the touching music comes in. He's like, oh, this is just how Mom used to make it, I was afraid I'd never taste her cooking again. But now this is going to be my life's mission. I'm going to learn to cook like this. Oh, wow, cool. And then he's like, hey, Mr. Beef, you need to show me how you did that with your hands. And Kenshiro goes, hey, it's not worth it, kid. You're going to get in lots of trouble when you go down this path. Hey, screw you, Mr. Beef. I can do it. So it's just silly, fun, touching, goofy, ridiculous, over the top, touching, and then goofy and stupid again. It's just fantastic, this whole roller coaster ride. Mr. Beef and the Hamburger Kid, watch out for it on a children's bookshelf near you.
And I just got to say, it's the perfect time and place for Howard to be there with you in the stream because
Exactly.
he's Mr. Beef. He is the man
Mr. Beef.
who goes, can I get a cheeseburger without the bun, without the ketchup, without the mustard, without the pickles, without the lettuce, without the tomato, without the onions? Can I just get the beef with cheese and then give me a cup? You mean a side? No, a cup of ketchup on the side. Okay?
Like a 24-ounce
like
cup,
a 24-ounce
just
cup of ketchup. And then he dips it in and he just eats the beef covered in red ketchup. He is Mr. Beef. He could be the hamburger kid or Mr. Beef. It don't matter which one. He's either or.
And even better was the intro to this, because I knew Howard was in the stream when the butler was getting abused by the kid who wanted the thing, and he was like, "Stupid butler, I hate you," and runs off. And I literally said, "Hey, this is you, Howard. Here's post-apocalypse Howard, still having to deal with his little monster children."
Yep.
So it all tied
It was
together.
everything.
He was the butler. He was Mr. Beef. He was the hamburger kid. Howard was this sub-story.
This was the moment. This is it. Gosh. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the game for Howard. Mr.
Yeah.
Beef.
So yeah, that was amazing. The only other thing I've been playing, Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm probably going to talk about that a little bit later in the episode. Spoiler alert, I really like it.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
But I will say, I probably don't like it in the way that a lot of people do. So there you go. There's a hint. That's
Look at
called
you.
a
That's
hook.
a hook right there. Yeah, that's you. Reeling them in, Matt. Keep it above board for just a couple minutes longer. Don't you stop now, everybody.
So that was it for us individually this week. As a team this week, we did absolutely nothing. It was so nice to just have a week off of
Oh, my God.
Patreon projects, IG2G, Talented Tuesday, nothing. Just a nice, easygoing week. I mean,
was weird.
I love doing all that stuff, but it was nice.
It was weird. I ain't gonna lie, dude.
Yeah,
I
it was.
kept waiting. I ain't gonna lie. I kept waiting for a text. I was waiting for a text or Discord message going, "Hey, idiot, where you at?" That's what I kept waiting for because I'm like, I'm missing something here. Why are we not recording? I'm missing it. I know they're gonna text me or Discord and say Eric's an idiot. What are you doing? It's gonna happen, and it never happened. I'm like, what the hell? This is the weirdest thing ever. I just went like a week without a podcast. Oh my God, I'm shaking. I don't know what's happening.
It totally did. It got to be about Wednesday, and I got home and I didn't feel like doing anything, playing any games. So I was reading a book, and I was like, man, I wish we had something to do for third shift or something. Something I had to do so I could do something. But I was like, oh, I guess there's nothing. Well, I'm going to put my wrestling on when it got to be 7 o'clock. Well, I'm having fun, but like you said, it just felt strange and like empty. Like it's just been weekend after weekend after weekend
constantly,
after weekend.
always, never ends. These people don't understand, man. This stuff's crazy, man. It's just like,
The struggle is real, Eric. The struggle is real.
It might be fun, but it's something.
But hey, don't worry, because next week we're going to have IG2G episode 41 for you guys. That might be a little bit pared down. I don't know, because we don't have like the puff of 2 third shifts with the new atmosphere, but we'll see what we figure out.
Yeah, we'll roll with it. We'll roll with the punches, come up with something. I know it can't be too crazy because we promised Danny that it won't be the hour-long spectaculars that they typically are. So
I mean, we promised that when we started.
we promise
too,
we
so
promise a lot of things, break a lot of things, and then we get mad at Danny and say, "What are you doing, Danny?" When actually we're the ones breaking a lot of those things. So yeah,
It's not my fault. I've never gone on a long rant when we've established that we were going to talk like 5 minutes.
I was gonna say
I've never gone 10
I
minutes.
think we're both at fault.
But hey, you know who's not at fault? Gearbox Software, because they keep giving us shift codes for Golden Keys and Borderlands Presequel. So hit up the Twitter, the Reddit, the forums, the Instagram. Hit up your preferred shift code provider. Go get yourself some free loot.
We recently just played some Borderlands, Matt.
Yeah, we did. Oh, boy.
And it was a rough go, but we got to give a big old shout out to Sean. He joined us in there. He kept it rolling. He kept it going. He was the motivated son of a gun in there. And you know what? I used one of those wonderful little shift codes, and I used one of those wonderful little shift keys. And I didn't get anything, though, Matt. There was nothing I needed.
True. And I think I ran up and I was like, oh, those are higher numbers. And I went, whatever. This is the only time I'm playing this again. I'm going to use my legendary guns. So I probably could have used something. Just like all the drops that were around. I saw higher numbers and I went, whatever. It's already been a rough grind. I don't really care. True.
True that. But I'm just saying, if you don't think you're going back, you might just go back. So get those shift codes, get those shift keys, because you never know when the Borderlands train's going to roll through your house and pick you up. Because Christmas is a-coming, boys and girls, and them legendaries are sitting on that train. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking
I do know
about.
what you're talking about. Hey, there's still a big old giant turkey to kill before you even get to Christmas.
I want to kill the turkey, but, my buddies, they all said they ain't coming back. So I'm a solo man on the turkey train.
You got to eat that 10-ton turkey all by yourself.
I had a 10-ton turkey today at lunch,
wolf it down.
and I felt sick to my stomach, okay? I can't eat that much anymore.
Well, see, if you put that much in, you just got to, angle it to the side, and it'll, right your posture.
Yeah, it might actually take the
good.
left side and pop it back. You know what I mean? There you go. Fantastic. Great.
That's how it works.
That's science right there.
And hey, speaking of Borderlands things that sneak up on you, after we got into all this other side stuff, the Borderlands and Gearbox official, social media stuff has all been popping up again with, Borderlands cosplays, Borderlands body paints, Borderlands, all kinds of stuff. So they're poking their heads out of the ground again and going, "Hey guys, hey look, I see you buzzing about them rumors. Look at us. We're still here. We're still kicking."
And of course, speaking of the rumors, Subnautica, as I've told you before, he's up and at it again. He's been making all the crazy videos, reiterating what he's talked about in several of his other videos. But he did say in one of his latest ones, which you can check out. Go check out Subnautica if you want to get all the details, because I'm not going to tell you every specific thing. They updated a whole bunch more for Borderlands 2 with DLC, codename crap going on. So it's 100% confirming that something is happening in the Borderlands 2 universe that they're not telling us about, that they're prepping for. I don't know what it is. He speculates that it's a big DLC, which is what we've already discussed before. That's going to lead into the Borderlands 3, which it all makes great sense, but I don't believe anything anymore because I'm a cynical, evil man. And I refuse to believe. However, something is happening. There are actual items and hidden things considered DLC in files. So something is moving and grooving in the Borderlands universe. So if people should at least get mildly excited, don't get overly excited. And if you want to get overly excited, please check out Subnautica stuff, because he's the one going nuts about it and putting out all sorts of crazy theories and algorithms and whatnot. And I know you were looking at Mental Mars too, right, Matt? Isn't he on board?
Yeah, I did mention last week that he wrote up an article about the whole "it's a good time to be a Borderlands fan." He's got a video up there now too, and he's using a lot of the phrases that other people are using of they know that we know, so that they're putting out teasers because we're seeing all this stuff, that people are researching and all that jazz. So I think I'm starting to get somewhat on the train. I'm still not on it yet, but I'm considering purchasing a ticket. Mm-hmm. I'm standing at the ticket counter and it's going, "Sir, are you going to buy something?" And I'm looking at my wallet and going, And then I'm looking up at the train and I'm going,
I'm going to keep going,
But then, also, over the announcement speakers, the conductor got on the train and said, "Hey, this Friday, for 2 to 3 hours at 11 a.m. Eastern time." Is it 11 a.m. Eastern? Yes, it is 11 a.m. Eastern. Shift services are all going down for 2 to 3 hours. So there's something up. They're going to be doing something in the shifty stuff. Now, the last time this happened, nothing happened. But it's all coming together. All the pieces are coming
and
in.
Who knows? Maybe last time when they did it, it was it was before everybody had found the files, and it was actually
starting to lay some groundwork.
Yeah, I was going to say it is all building. I mean, we're not idiots. We all do know Borderlands 3 is a real thing. Blah 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 blah. It's coming. Just a matter of when. But there's a lot of pieces starting to go into place. There's streamers talking about mysterious events they're going to. Things are happening, which could be anything. So I'm not even going to begin speculation on it. But I'm just saying there's big-time streamers all heading to mysterious events all over the place. Who knows? Maybe it's to Texas. Maybe it's to see some stuff. Start getting hyped for something happening in the Borderlands universe. I don't know. I literally have no idea. I'm not in on it, but I wish I was.
Sure. Yeah. You took that half day to go get your back looked at.
Yeah, and then that other day for a personal, health day.
Jerk. You got to let us in, man. We got to put it in the private Discord. Nobody else has to know.
Hey, you guys wanted me to start talking to Gearbox. I'm the one talking to Gearbox. Doesn't matter if they want to fly me to Texas. I mean, they didn't fly me to Texas.
Oh, man, this isn't cool. I got to hit up Joe King. We're changing his job.
Oh, goodness. But it is exciting. It's fun. It's fun to like hear and just listen to anyway, even if it all turns out to be a big bust. It's just fun. It's fun, Matt. Come on.
Yeah, that is a lot of fun. And hey, what else is fun is getting more loot from your favorite software/publishing company. And that's what happened today, literally as we're recording this. A few hours ago, Gearbox Official tweeted out, "Hey guys, if you want to go check it out, it's gearboxloot.com. We got our store back up and running. We got all kinds of new stuff in there. We got a whole new like limited edition run type of stuff. And there's going to be a stream today. So at 6 o'clock, I popped on the Twitch. I watched that stream showing off all kinds of stuff. Man, I don't even know where to start, Eric. Where do you want to start?
Well, I don't know. I as you were talking, I was thinking on this one because first off, I want to say congratulations, everybody. Get back on that stream. We've told you guys a million times to keep streaming, start streaming, do something with your streaming. You set up a booth, you got things going. We talked with Joe last time he was on and said, hey, it's awesome that you guys got multiple cameras now, different views. You're starting to really get into the whole groove of it. And then they disappeared forever, and now they're back on. And it's like, all right, stay on. Keep doing stuff. So here they were announcing that they finally got the Gearbox store in its current iteration, of course, back up and going.
Right.
And I was like, freaking fantastic. But they're not doing it like they used to. It's just like, hey, here's some stuff, and that's what we have. And then 2 years down the road, we'll change it or take it down like they previously have done. Now it's like this whole theme thing that they do for like a couple weeks. And then they're going to switch it out with a whole new theme. And I'm like, oh, that's a pretty novel idea because it promotes people to hurry up. It promotes people to get in there and get what they need quickly and fast. And then also make sure that you're going to come back because you know it's going to be a fresh set of things in the near future. So I was like, oh, all right, I like this. And then they went, hey, guess what? You can get Duke's toiletry kit. And I went, sold. I'm sold. Give it to me. That is fantastic.
Awesome.
I come from a background in which I had a toiletry kit, and it was a crappy, black, nondescript piece of garbage, and I held all my cool things in it. And I said, you know what? My life would have been so vastly improved, Matt, if I could have only had Duke's toiletry kit, because that is awesome. It looks great. It would have been a conversation starter while I'm in there, you know, combing my hair, scrubbing my armpits, doing all the things you do in a bathroom with other manly men, you know what I mean? They'd have said, hey, Eric, you're shaving your balls and you've got that toiletry kit. How fantastic.
Oh, my God. Hey, it gives you something to look at other than other dudes shaving their balls.
Exactly.
Whoa, look at there's a pig cop and stuff.
Or while John's taking a poop in a toilet stall that doesn't have any walls, you could say, man, John, your toiletry kit here is fantastic. And you don't have to see him wiping his butt, you know, and doing things like that. It's really, really kind of would have helped a long time ago.
Awesome. Oh, back in the old prison days.
Back in those days. I did my time. I'm a free man. Free man, Matt.
That's right. Hey, nobody can hold that against you.
That's right.
Anymore.
I served my time.
Oh,
so that's what I took away, Matt. Duke's toiletry kit was fantastic.
Now, I will say, I do agree. I really like the whole limited run type of stuff. Like, this time was a whole collection of themed items. And during the stream, Erica was talking about how sometimes now there will be, like, numbered items. Like, hey, there's only going to be 250 of these left, so once those 250 are gone, they're gone. So it's actually limited run exclusive items. Plus, they do have their, I think they were calling it their always-on items. Like, you know, some shirts and hats and things that'll always be there. But I thought it was a cool idea. I mean, it freshens up the store. It gives you reason to go back to it on a fairly regular basis, which, I mean, you don't with most merchandise stores. You scroll through it once, just like we did with the old one. Scroll through it once, okay, that's it. Maybe scroll through it like 6 months later. Oh, same stuff, and snore, and then off you go. So this adds some excitement, this adds some pop. I think they could stand to use a little bit more of that in their next stream. I mean, I enjoyed the stream. They had some cool overlays that made it look like QVC or HSN stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. But I think a little bit more, just, more organized and planned out stuff. And, they're right there. They just need to seal the deal, and then that's it.
Yeah, I agree. A little bit of improvement there, and the old just keeping things flowing smooth and grooving, showing off the product, keeping maybe some background music going, so that way everybody's just got that nice jive and groove going. So that way any dead space or any dead air while they're trying to prep something could just be kind of camouflaged with the music, which is what most streamers do anyway all the time. And I think they're going to be back on track, man. I think they'll have the streams back up and running, rocking and rolling. It'll be great.
Plus the whole limited run stuff will give them not excuses, but it'll give them reasons to keep doing regular streams. Hey, look, it's time for the Halloween edition. It's time for the Turkey Day edition. Here's the spring collection, whatever it is.
Which they just mentioned that there's going to be a special Black Friday edition in which they're going to have some cool limited run stuff. So
that's right.
Exactly what they need to do is keep it running, keep it smooth, keep it fresh. And they're going to have the items to do it because they're going to keep doing these limited runs, which is awesome. And I will say that Borderlands Opportunity Travel Bag is pretty cool. I was like, oh, man, that'd have been cool if it was something I could use.
See, I was going to put you on the spot and say, hey, tell me your favorite item from the store, but we already know it's Duke's toiletry bag. Mine was going to be that Opportunity Travel Bag because it looked the absolute nicest. Like when they brought it out, I kind of just glanced through it on the website, and I thought it was just going to be like a tote bag, like a screen-printed tote bag. So when they brought it out and it had like the leather and it looked all, that kind of like waterproof, plasticky look, and the images looked sharp, I went, damn, that's a nice item right there. Looked really sharp, really impressive. So if they do more stuff like that, like a cool backpack that looked like that, something like that, that'd be pretty cool.
And then I also thought the Battleborn, and this is an all-time item, the Battleborn hoodie, the little zip-up jacket they had, awesome. I'm a real big fan of subtle video game stuff, which that was fantastic. It was perfect. It had the Battleborn symbol on the front, the Battleborn logo. It had the Battleborn logo on the front.
The Battleborn
had that on the front, and then it had Ekinar on the back. Yeah. Obviously, if you don't know Battleborn, this is going to make absolutely no sense to you. It's going to be scrabble, and you're not going to comment on it. You're not going to say nothing on it. You're not going to think about it. It's going to be out of your brain. But if you know Battleborn, you're going to know exactly what it is. And that's the kind of stuff I like, is when no one's going to touch me, talk to me, do anything with me if they don't know what it is. But if they know what it is, then they know what I'm doing and what I'm repping. And then they're like, oh, dude, yeah, haha, Galileo, what? Or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, dude. And then you can have a conversation because you know they're not just an idiot who's just going, is that like Mortal Kombat? Is that like a Ryuden? Okay.
No, see, Eric, I've seen this conversation go in real life, and I've also been part of this conversation. So I know how the conversation really go. They were like, oh, yeah, Battleborn, bro. And you go, yeah. Well, and then you'll look down at yourself and go, oh, yeah! Yeah, dude! Hey, guy who's already around the block. Yeah, man,
you're cool, you're cool. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I forgot I was wearing the shirt. Oh, no.
But yeah, I 100% agree with subtle. That's kind of my thing. Like the Maliwan snapback cap, I'm not a big hat wearer, but that looked it looked stylish and cool. And then again, that's one of those things, Maliwan, if you don't know what it is, you're not going to say anything. It's got some weird name. It must be a brand. I don't know. Or, it had that little tease of the Borderlands vault symbol on the side, just as a double reminder. But I like that one. That was probably my favorite of the subtle items. And for me, I like subtle, but I also like over-the-top ridiculous. Like they had that Maliwan / Hyperion hoodie, that reversible hoodie. That was like boom, over the top. Like I like not having the game name written on it, but if it's like outlandish, I like big designs and big pop and colors and cool stuff like that. But so stuff you would recognize, like the Maliwan hoodie. Boom, you're all fresh and decked out. But if they see Maliwan on the side, they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's it. That's you.
Yep.
I like that mix, subtle and ridiculous.
You got to go one way or the other. All out bananas or just subtle and chill.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
But no game names on it. I don't like that.
And I would say I want to rock some Duke Nukem. You know, I already told you that's my favorite. But I mean, the tie was cool, but that green, unfortunately, would not match with like anything I have. So I could never rock that tie. Yeah. And I just feel like the Duke Nukem title is one of those things that like so many people nowadays are like, oh, Duke Nukem, we don't talk about that, you know, because he's, of course, racist, sexist, blah, 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 mass charges, blah, blah, whatever.
Yeah.
I love Duke Nukem. I grew up on Duke Nukem. I want to rep Duke Nukem, and I hope they bring back Duke Nukem. So I'm just saying that on the show at this moment. I love you, Duke Nukem. I support you. Don't give up. Never surrender, just like Buzz Aldrin would say.
Never give up. Never surrender.
That's Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear.
I will say I hope they go the tie route with a lot more things, but with ties I like super subtle, like so subtle. Like put like the Duke's like little nuclear symbol inside of like the print or something like
Somewhere
that.
hidden.
I thought this one was a little over the top for me, even though they were tiny. Like I like a serious tie with just a hint, of tease.
Fun.
So super subtle but ridiculous on outerwear. But if it's a tie, I'm only wearing a tie when I'm being nice. So I can't be goofy.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I can never wear a goofy tie.
I understand it. Actually, never give up, never surrender. That was like Galactic. What was that?
Galaxy
Quest. There you go. So there you go. God, it's all mixed up.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear was
to Infinity and Beyond. Yeah, I got it now. I'm there. It took a minute. You know, I am challenged, Matt. You have to understand that. So
it was Woody that said there's a snake in my boot, not Woody Harrelson, the actor.
Although I could
toy.
imagine Woody Harrelson saying that very line in something.
He should play Woody in live action Toy Story. There's a snake in my boot.
Oh man, I love Woody Harrelson. God bless him.
I do too.
So I think that wraps it up though with the whole Gearbox stream because it's getting out of hand, man. It's gone too far. It's gone too far.
I'm never gonna stop talking about it.
I'm just glad they're back. We've given them so much crap in the past about where were they. They said they were coming back soon, and soon turned into like 2 years. So,
well, yeah, they used to say like we'll be back in 2017, and then when it was 2018, they went
stop saying that. It's not going to happen. So here we are at the very end of 2018. Literally, gray hair is growing out of my head, and they finally did it.
Big old gray mustache hair.
They finally did it. They're back. It's great news. Everybody that loves Gearbox should celebrate because hopefully this is just the beginning, as they've said, and we're going to see a whole bunch more to come. All sorts of wonderful things to waste and spend our money on.
And now the very last thing I will say, I like their Gearbox Loot logo and the fact that it's branded that is awesome. Inside the collars of their stuff. I like that. That's a good touch that most other retailers do. Like Jinx does it on their clothing. All the other places do it. So good to see that from them to just... I mean, you'll only see it when you buy it, but it's that extra little branding, that nice little finishing touch that counts.
I agree. I enjoy that. I do have a lot of Jinx stuff, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's good to see Gearbox following suit, being amazing. Oh,
yep.
And you know what? We did it. We got out of the Gearbox realm. I know you wanted to mention a little bit about some stuff that Gearbox is talking about, though.
Well, the only thing I was going to say outside of the Gearbox itself realm, we're not really going to be talking about or covering Fortnite anymore, but I did see right before we made that decision, they tweeted out, hey, we're going to be partnering with a really big partner coming up. And what was it? It was the NFL. You get an NFL team skins, helmets, jerseys, all that jazz. It looked like for all the teams that there is no bigger sponsor or partner in North America than the NFL. So good on you, Fortnite. I mean, it's the biggest thing in the world as it is anyway. So why not partner with the biggest sport in North America? I just thought that was really cool. Give him a shout out on here and give him like a heroic send off. There you go. You did the best thing, Fortnite. Now we're never going to talk about you again.
You did the biggest thing ever. It is ridiculous because not only did they do it, Matt, but they did it during the football season.
Yeah.
Which,
true.
Makes sense. I mean, obviously you're going to say, well, no shit, dumbass, when are they going to do it? Well, yeah, but this is it. Everyone's hyped on their team. You're in Fortnite. You're in the NFL. And now you're freaking rocking your freaking brand in Fortnite. It's going to be bananas.
Those 2 weeks after the last playoff game before the Super Bowl, When you know they're going to have 50v50 Patriots versus Falcons or whatever, and you can choose the team you want to rep, that will be amazing for them. People will be on all the damn time doing that.
Playing and being ridiculous and having a great time with it. God, they're going to be so rich. We got to get in there, Matt, and tell them they need to give us some money. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Epic. Come on, man. You got billions.
We were on the ground floor. We're founders.
That's right.
Found me $1 billion house.
Found me $100,000 for the podcast. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I'm not even thinking big. I'm just thinking little big.
But they just got a bazillion, so you can spare me $1 billion. Come on.
That's true. You're right. God dang.
So we're done with the Gearbox news and the Gearbox affiliated news. What is there left to talk about here?
Well, here's the funny part, Matt. This is our new segment. You know, we got to figure out some way to intro our new segment. And, you know, we can like, topics time. It's topics time with Matt and Eric on the third shift. I don't know. You know, I'm just saying.
And hey, that's the perfect segue because you started getting in the like banjo music. Reminds me of like some old West, some old frontier days.
Ride that horse.
Why don't I just talk about some experience I had with Red Dead Redemption 2? Oh my goodness. Because now originally I was not going to get this game at all until we talked about it on IG2G and we both got so hyped up about it. And I got it, and one of the things that I saw when it first came out was everyone was like, this is like a stupid walking simulator these first few hours. I don't get it. I hate it so much. I just want to run around and shoot people. And I will say it is totally like that because, no spoilers, you're part of a gang. Everybody knows that. You get kind of like marooned in the mountains during winter. You're like hidden up in this hidey hole of a little town, and you're just trying to figure stuff out. You got to go hunt. You got to go meet up with this guy. You got to rescue this dude from wolves. So those first few hours are a little bit of just... They're like the worst parts of a Rockstar game to me, because it's, hey man, you got to go meet with Billy, and along the way you got to talk with Stevie, and you got to both have like awkward story time segments. Like I feel like Rockstar doesn't write stories well, or especially tell them well. So this again is you got to ride your horse from point A to point B, and you kind of figure out the story of why you were even at point A on your way to point B. And then sometimes you got to ride from point B all the way back to point A. And the whole time, well, Steve, why were you out here at point B? Whoa. So the first few hours are a little bit of a chore just because it's that story stuff. It's characters you don't know yet, so you don't care about them. But once you come down out of the mountains, the spring thaw, you set up your base camp, it's amazing. I love it. Even just setting aside the missions for now, because I'll get into those in a sec. But I just love the world that they made. I mean, like we've talked about, you can go to town, you can talk to anyone on the street. That's my favorite part of this game, is I'll ride from one end of the map, and I'll just be like, hey, this other area of the map I haven't explored yet, I'm just going to put my waypoint right in the middle, and it'll find you a little road to take down there. And you're just going down the road, going down trails. You find a little town, you're walking through town, and just, you know, you can greet or antagonize anyone you talk to. You greet, hey there, mister. And they'll say, hey, buddy. You greet them again. There's a nice little town you guys got here. And they'll have, you know, it's a little mini conversation. It goes, it really sucks. These guys are mean to me. Well, all the best now. And you walk on. And then, you know, there's two fellers sitting outside the saloon. Morning, fellers. How's it going? Just little stuff. You can go into every little store and buy yourself a cool new outfit, buy yourself new guns, brush your horse, feed your horse, buy all kinds of items. It's just like Wild West Simulator. That's what this game is to me. And that's what I love about it. Like, I hated the original Red Dead because there was nothing to do from point A to point B. Here, you can make stuff to do. You find a little town, go talk to people in the town, and then, hey, once you're done, or, you know, if people are mean in the town, just ride off. And you're going through beautiful scenery. Like, there's a spot right outside your gang hideout where there's like it used to be like a big butte or like a plateau or something, but you can tell like a river wound through it and eroded it. So there's these two beautiful rocky cliffs that you go through on this main thoroughfare. Every time I go through there, I stop and look at the sky and the grass and these rocks that look, I mean, it's not photorealistic, but having been out west, it's that exact same, you know, sedimentary rock kind of look where it's all faded and stratified. And I'm like, God, so good. It's so beautiful. I just love living in the world. The missions themselves are pretty fun. I like the way that it's more organic. Like, it's not, you go talk to the leader and he says, hey, go see Steve in this town. It's kind of like, you all get in your base camp. Everybody's got to go fend for themselves and bring money back to the camp. So what do people do? Billy's out there, Stevie's down here. Their locations are marked on your map, but you don't have to talk to someone to get the mission to go over there. If you're in town and you see Stevie, just like we said on IG2G, hey, there he is. He'll help you out, or you'll help him out. You'll have a little mission. You'll do a little thing. It's great. I love it. So many small details. You get in a fight. You get knocked down in the mud. Your clothes are all muddy. Change your clothes. Or you get muddy. Go have a bath at the saloon. You get scrubbed down. You look fresh. Your hair grows. You cut your hair. You trim your hair. If you hunt an animal and you skin it, you lift it up over your shoulder to carry it, put it on your horse. Now your back and your shoulder are all bloody. Like, it totally makes sense, but you don't see that in a lot of games. It's just that attention to detail. Oh my God, it's so great. I just love it. I play it so much. Oh God, I don't really care about the characters, but
it's the world.
The one thing that I really like, yeah, it's the world, and the other thing that I really like is this game's not afraid to get like sad and like kind of like wistful and depressing. Like, it did a whole quest line with your main character's ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, and it's like the whole theme of it is you're doing this stuff for her, and she's like, oh, maybe we should get back together. And he's like, well, baby, we both know that don't work. And so like the whole end of the quest line is this, you're putting her on a train and you're watching her go. And it's like most Rockstar games, what do? You go in the house and you have sex, and you run off and have sex with some other girl or something. But it's like, this is like, you know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff adults do. It's real emotions and stuff. And it's like, wow, I wouldn't expect that out of a Rockstar game. Because you get silly stuff. You saw my Drunken Quest. Oh, yeah. That silly stuff. You get sad stuff. You get wistful stuff. You get dark stuff. It's everything. I love it. It's great.
I will say,
what can I say?
I got two notes for this. First off, yes, the Drunken Quest is fantastic. Because what I took away from it was that someone who actually drinks did this, because they understand what it's like when you drink a shit ton of beer or liquor or whatever it is, and how that affects you and how that affects the way you see and perceive the night or the day, whatever it was, it doesn't matter. How you perceive the world when that happens. They did it perfectly. It was hilarious, and I was just laughing nonstop.
That one bit where you go upstairs and you're talking to him and you have the conversation, and then it's like the whoosh, and then it's like the silly moments. There's that moment where he's like jumping up in the air, and I'm like, I have seen that. I'm sure I've done it. We all know people who've done. I have flashes of that in my real life memory. Like, oh my God, it was so good.
It was spot on. And then the last piece I want to just add to this. Once again, I haven't got it yet. I'm going to get it because I cannot let this one slip by me. But I was watching some streamer, and I don't know who it was this time. I was just kind of like supporting random streamers and just watching whoever at the time. But the streamer was playing, and they were out there. They were hunting caribou or something and doing nothing. Literally just, boring stuff, just hunting caribou, walking around, trying to get a good shot on one. And all of a sudden, behind them, they start hearing this like, help me, help me, help me. And this dude comes running up through the woods on a horse, and he's got this chick on the back. And she's screaming, help me, he's kidnapping me, help me. So he pulls out his gun, which he already had ready anyway, and he shoots the guy in the head. And then he still tries to find the caribou. He doesn't find the caribou that he was hunting. He goes, God dang it, they are wasting my time, screwing me up. So he walks over, he heads over to where he shot the guy in the back. Sure enough, the lady's still on the back of the horse crying out, help me, help me, help me. So he takes her down, he throws her to the ground, and he pulls out his knife, and she's like, free me, please, help me, help me, help me. So he cuts the cords on her hands and feet. And then she gets up and she goes, you're a son of a bitch. I hate you. And she runs off screaming. And the streamer's just awesome. Like, what just happened? I don't understand. And I'm just like, perfect.
And I will say there are so many of those just, I don't know if they randomly spawn or whatever it is, those moments where even between this town and that town, something will happen. You'll meet people on the road, even if it's just a hey, how you doing on the road, or there'll be stuff like that. Or a bounty hunter's got some criminal. You can kill the bounty hunter, free the guy, just let him go, do whatever you want. one of my favorite things is I came out of the gang hideout once, and your gang's kind of at war with another one, and 2 dudes showed up on horseback. I'm like, hey, you're one of Dutch's boys, ain't you? We're the old Driscolls, and we're going to come get you. And I'm like, screw this, I'm going to kill these guys. And like 4 more jumped out from the forest. And I'm in this crazy-ass firefight, and I totally die. But I was so used to, in every other game, oh, somebody's going to come up to me. Oh, I'm just going to whip out my mad skills and destroy them. And you actually can get overwhelmed. You got to like duck and dodge and get on your horse and frickin' ride out and try and corner him in a little thing. Like, it's intense and cool and interesting in ways that so many of these open world games totally aren't. I just love it. And I will say, last point, when I played the first Red Dead Redemption, there was like, oh, it's the end of the Old West. Progress is coming. But all I ever did was walk around Old West towns and do Old West things. In this one, you can really feel that, because you can go from those, like livestock towns where just dirt, muddy streets and ugly people, and then like down in the southeast corner of the map, at least so far, there's a town called Saint Denis, where it's all like, it looks like San Francisco. Like, there's trolleys running through the streets, there's people in nice suits, there's the big fancy theater that I found. It's like, wow, progress, look, you're going from this to this. You can actually feel like the shifting of the generations in the eras. Oh, really well done, really cool. I just love it. Oh my God, I just want to play it right now, but I got to go to sleep after we're done. Jesus.
So terrible, Matt. Well, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad that a game that was talked to you about you actually enjoyed, instead of going, God dang it, got bought garbage again. Brrr.
I say something that was not on my radar at all. We talked me into it, and I'm loving it. It's
fantastic. Great. So, speaking of talking to, BlizzCon just happened, and Blizzard themselves did a whole bunch of talking to their fans. And they said, hey guys, we got all sorts of games coming, all sorts of things happening for you. Oh, man, it's a roller coaster. Let me tell you right now, okay? BlizzCon 2018 just happened. All right? On the front of Hearthstone, nobody cares. I ain't going to tell you what happened with Hearthstone because I don't care. Sorry. Suckers! It's my podcast.
Come on, man. Is there like a new map or
nope.
a new character?
I don't know. Don't care. I'm going to tell you that.
I don't even know if they have maps. Whatever.
And now another piece of news you should know, though, and this doesn't really pertain to me. I'm not a big guy into the old school strategy, games, but a lot of you are. Warcraft 3 was a game long time ago, in case you didn't know. Well, guess what? They said, hey, everybody, Warcraft 3 Reforged is coming. Dun, 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 dun. They went ahead and they're redoing all the graphics, the cinematics, the whole kit and caboodle. They are, in fact, reforging Warcraft 3 for, of course, the current day and time. So if you liked Warcraft 3 back in the day, or if you haven't played but you do love strategy games, this probably should have had you jumping up and down, going all sorts of ham, being excited. I don't really play strategy games too often, so for me it was just like, hey, that's cool. I appreciate that. All right. Neato. All right. Did they say anything about Heroes of the Storm? Don't know. Don't care. Because I don't care about Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, come on, man. What if one of the new Warcraft characters is now in Heroes of the Storm?
Whatever. I'm sure there are.
There's probably some giant Heroes of the Storm and Hearthstone crossover that everyone's so excited about.
You're not even saying it. I don't care. Sorry.
It's
my podcast. I can do what I want.
I'm going to stop listening to this Gearbox podcast if they don't give me the World of Warcraft news.
And then they went ahead and they talked about World of Warcraft itself, which, fantastic. All sorts of cool things. They talked about the next expansion, the expansion after that, some upcoming DLC, which is going to fix a lot of things, change a lot of things. The war fronts are changing. The island expeditions are changing. If you don't play this game, you're not going to understand any of that. It's going to make no sense. But for those of us who do play, they know what we want, and they're fixing it and changing it. So I'm like, cool. I trust in Blizzard in this. They never, well, I shouldn't say they never. They rarely disappoint me. So I have faith. And then we moved on from there. And that's exactly what I expected from BlizzCon for that portion of the show anyway. And then we came to Overwatch. And they went, hey, here's this really sweet cinematic, new character, a couple new characters, in fact, which you might be able to talk a little bit on. We saw was Ashe. And then her butler, and then there was this other mysterious character that McCree unlocked. but they weren't ready to get her in game yet, so she's got to take a few extra weeks. So it's a little bit weird.
Now that's the part I didn't see.
Okay.
I saw Ashe's little like hero story bit, but not the full cinematic.
Okay. So yeah, anywho, Ashe is coming on board. There's a whole scene where they showed her doing the whole train heist, trying to get a hold of something, and McCree comes out after he's eating his apple pie, and he's like, I can let you have everything except for that one item you got right there. And then she's like, whatever, dude, I'm tired of you, McCree. I ain't gonna let you have this. Now that you even said you wanted it, I'm more interested. The whole, typical bit. So he's like, don't do this. We don't have to. You can literally have everything. I just need that. And she's like, nah, I want everything. So they have a shootout. McCree totally stomps all of them. They run off going, oh, Mom, yeah, this sucks. And Ashe, if you don't know, has like this robot butler that helps her out and is like her ultimate and all sorts of cool stuff. And she's like a scout. She has like a rifle. She can fire from the hip real quick, but if you aim up, you get a little bit more, obviously, accuracy and damage, I'm sure, or whatever. She looks really neat if you're into that sort of character, which I am, so I was pretty stoked about it. But then, of course, McCree gets a hold of this package and opens it up and then puts this little cool little metal piece into it, turns into this robot lady. And he's like, hey, Overwatch, they need you. Oh, my gosh. They told me they want me, but they actually need you. I got things to do. And then the robot lady's like, how long have I been asleep? And he's like, haha, long enough. We'll catch up eventually. So it's like this whole, there's a relationship there, but you don't know what it is. And then he rides off on his motorcycle, and she goes to join Winston and all the other gang. But then they went, hey, she's not actually ready yet. We needed to get a few more bugs and balances out with her, so ignore her for now. But Ashe is coming, so get hyped. So that was the Overwatch part.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I was a little just weird because, like I said, the robotic character, and I should know her name, but I don't at the moment, so whatever. Once they said she ain't coming, I was like, whatever, okay, fine. Because I know Blizzard. Yeah. Blizzard takes your time with everything. So I'm like, it'll be like freaking 2-3 months down the road when she finally hits. And then, of course, we'll talk about her then. But it was neat. It was neat. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the new character just because she's got a couple of, like her dynamite mechanic where it'll blow or you can shoot it out of the air. Junkrat has something similar, but, I mean, it's still kind of cool. Plus, I'm really interested in seeing the way that ultimate works. Because what they show in the trailer that I watched is Bob just kind of pops up and like knocks everybody up in the air and then shoots with his crazy arm cannon. So I'm like, does he like spawn out of the ground and do a knock up there and then also shoot? Like, it seems like too much for just like an ultimate. Like, I thought he was going to be another character. Like, they'd be running together and he'd have like a knock up as an ability and then, whatever kind of, maybe like a twin ultimate or something that they could share. I feel like it'd be weird to like spawn another character. Can you kill him? Is he invincible for whatever he's laying down the fire? Where does his fire go? How does he just shoot up in the air where he knocked people up? If he misses people, what does he do? I'm really interested to see how that works. Because I don't think anybody else has an ultimate like that in Overwatch.
Not that I'm aware of. So I am definitely interested in seeing that, just as well as, like I said, her whole scout rifle kind of ability, because that's my jam is, scout rifles and the nature of the beast. I hope it's not too slow, because it's a real fine balance when you're dealing with like the rifles, whether it's you're taking nice shots, getting things going, or whether it's just too slow and you end up being basically a fake sniper rifle, So I hope that she becomes one of my mains. I'm hoping that Orisa, of course, is my always main, and then I'm hoping that Ashe can become my secondary. But I gotta wait and see how that scout rifle kind of behaves, because a lot of games don't do it right. So I'm like, I'm holding judgment right now. Plus, of course, people will hate me, Matt, because the Battleborn community is like, hey, we know a character who has a robot butler. Wait a minute. That's Phoebe and frickin'...
But Phoebe doesn't have a rifle or dynamite or be an Old West bandit.
No, she doesn't. But, she does have a robot butler. So, it's like, hey, did they steal this idea? And then everyone's like, you gotta take Ashe as your main character when you used to be a Phoebe main? Oh man, guys.
Let's see what I was thinking. But I've only seen like one like person's drawing of the robot lady, and I was like, "Is that Nova in a robot suit?" Rawr!
That's exactly what I was thinking.
They didn't even give us that, so at least Overwatch did.
I did think about it. I was like, that's like Nova. It's like, this is really weird. I still enjoy it, but whatever. Goodness gracious. So yes, that happened, and then the last part of the BlizzCon 2018. All right, let me.
Oh yeah,
the last part, and I'm going to tell you right now, this was the saddest part. For years now, they had in the baggie, they had a 4-sided die, a Diablo die with 4 sides on it. Oh my gosh. Well, we have Diablo 3 currently. Of course, what's the next one? Diablo 4. Oh, it's a big hint. They're working on it. This is crazy. They've done all sorts of other little hints and teases in the last couple years now. They got everybody hyped. They, of course, made the Diablo platform. If you buy a BlizzCon ticket, you get to see kind of like what the itinerary is for what they're talking about, what they're announcing. Typically, when BlizzCon's happening and then you see the end piece, it's the biggest piece. And Diablo was the finisher. So with all the hints and all the teases over the last couple of years, plus the fact that Diablo 3 has been out for like 6 years now, since 2012 or something like that. Yeah, wow. It's been a long time. Everyone has been expecting Diablo 4. Not even like the weird tinfoil hat people, but just in general, the populace. Well, they got to the moment, they got to the very end of the introductory whole spiel where they give the big old hoo-ha. And they went, guys, Diablo's great, right? Everyone loves Diablo, right? Wow, yeah, Diablo! Ah! And they said, we got a game for you. And then it was like, yeah, wow! And they said, Diablo Immortal coming to mobile phones! Yeah! And then they got booed. They got booed. Boo!
Did they seriously get booed or just booed?
No, they literally got booed. Like, boos rang out in the whole stadium. It was a fiasco. It was bad news bears. You could see, like, the individuals on stage, like, taken aback, kind of like, oh, my God, what's happening right now? This is not good.
Awesome.
And it didn't go well. And I will say this, okay? First off, Diablo Immortal might be amazing. Blizzard in general puts out great games. That's what they do.
Yes.
So it might be a fantastic game. I don't know. I don't care. The cell phone isn't my world, and it isn't a lot of hardcore PC individuals' worlds. Hey, guess who pays hundreds and hundreds of dollars and then plane tickets, God knows what else, to go to BlizzCons, Matt?
Yeah,
hardcore PC gamers that want to know what Blizzard's up to in their world. What don't you do? You don't end your big announcement on a mobile cell phone device. That's just bad business. No.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. The only thing I would counter that with is who's going to BlizzCon? Hardcore Blizzard fans. So maybe they were thinking, well, I mean, it's a new release. It's a big release because it will be gangbusters big. But maybe they were just like, hey, you're a Blizzard fan, you're here, you're gonna love what we give you. That sounds a lot worse than what I mean. But you know what I mean. Whatever we give you, you're gonna love. You're gonna lap it up. And I'm sure a lot of these people are going to play it and put money into it and do all that stuff. But I totally get what you're saying, but maybe that's where they were coming from.
Well,
it is a big announcement for Blizzard.
It's funny, though, because this is a two-pronged thing. First off, one of the developers said, yeah, we understood that there's going to be some fallout from this, and we understand that people are going to be skeptical, but we hope by getting it out there and then showing them, of course, in the upcoming days with more gameplay, more stuff, more skills, that they're going to get on board and come to love it like they have so many other Blizzard titles. That makes sense. I get it. But then, of course, another, I don't remember his name, came out and he was like, what, you guys don't have cell phones? That was one of his comments. And it's like,
great.
That's not the point. The point is we are all here for your big mainline titles. You don't headline a cell phone game. Like, I don't care who you are, what you think. Cell phones aren't that far along that everyone's stoked about the next cool cell phone game yet.
Or at the very least, don't tease something like a 4-sided die, like you said. So Diablo 1, 2, 3, it's got to be 4. Here's the cell phone game. I'm making level gestures with my hands. You wanted 4, which is up out of the screen.
Instead, you got it in between.
You mobile, which if you hadn't teased it, that'd be a cool announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you hadn't teased with the possibility of Diablo 4, maybe they would have like, oh, hey, cool, polite applause.
Yeah,
but instead, you wanted the sky, and they gave you like a handful of grass.
It's like they pulled a switch a bit, you know? Hey, come on, buy the tickets, get in here, everyone gets stoked. Oh, man, here we go. Oh, actually, it was the Diablo Immortal for cell phone. Oh, darn it, we tricked you. The perfect way to announce a Diablo Immortal, in fact, it can expand beyond that. The perfect way to announce any cell phone game, in my opinion, is to tag it along with something real. So they should have announced, they could have said this, because the rumor has it that Diablo 4 was slated to actually be announced, but the dev team didn't want to pull a Diablo 3, which is where they announced it, but then they went through like a million other iterations, and it ended up taking like another 10 years to come out. They didn't want to do that. They chickened out the last minute and said, don't do this, because, you know what, if we start having issues and come back, we don't want to do that again. I respect that. I understand that, because I was super frustrated with that whole Diablo 3 fiasco, where it took them like 7-8 freaking years to release the game after they announced it. It was dumb. However...
Now see, that makes me think this was the, hey, we're going to line it up. It's like we've talked about before with Gearbox and stuff. Oh, look, hey, it's really Diablo Immortal. Oh, come on, guys. What, you don't have a cell phone? Well, that's it for the conference.
And that makes that makes sense. Was the whole thing was like they had a last minute jerry rig this all together, because they went, you're right, this is a bad idea. Don't announce Diablo 4 yet. You guys aren't sure it's ready. We're not sure. We'll do Diablo Immortal instead, because we already have it slotted that Diablo's ending the whole introductory segment. However, Blizzard came on and said, no, that wasn't it. We always intended for Diablo Immortal to be the segue. I don't buy it for a second. Because you know what? The perfect thing would have been Diablo 4, you guys. And then they showed like a 30-second teaser, like, you know, Diablo 4 demons and stuff. And you're like, yeah, whoa, this is amazing. And they said, but it ain't ready yet, guys. But you know what? We are hard at work on it. But for now, guess what we've done? And then they dim the lights, get all crazy, and they go, Diablo Immortal, cell phones. And then even though some people would have still went, cell phone, bleh, everyone would have been...
You would have ridden that high.
You would have been on the high, and you'd have said, all right, I get it. You know what? Make Diablo 4 amazing, guys. And in the meantime, sure, whatever, I'll check out this Diablo Immortal. Yeah. It would. Yep. That's the perfect way to do it. That is literally, you put the cake and the sugar and the toppings, and it's all beautiful. And I know that's what they wanted to do, but it didn't happen. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. And all they announced.
Like you said, it's just that easy. Just show a cinematic. Here's an announcement, a CG little trailer. Like, this guy fighting a skeleton or whatever it is, you know. You don't have to show any actual gameplay or anything that's Look at all the announcement trailers in the whole world. None of that's actually in the game. Just rig up a cinematic. There you go. Bing, bang, boom.
Yep. So it fell apart. It's been on the news. It's been in every podcast. It's been in every friggin' thing for days now. I haven't... all the World of Warcraft-centric podcasts they haven't been on because of BlizzCon. They get back and they all sleep and wait a week. So I haven't got to listen to anybody's reactions from all the different big-time podcasters. But I am stoked to hear what they think, because some of them, of course, are very realistic. Some of them are very Blizzard-sided, where they're like, hey, shut up, everybody. This is the best thing in the world. You know, I can't wait to hear all the different sides of it and angles of it, especially from those who were there personally and how it all went down. I'm going to definitely go ahead and probably mention it one more time when I do figure out all the different sides of it. But I will say, just from what I've heard, man... I couldn't imagine. I'd be so disappointed to have gone to this BlizzCon, because going in thinking Diablo 4 is the schniz, and that's what's going to happen, and I'm going to be a part of that whole thing, and then to get that, ooh, Lordy. Oh, besides...
Well, you can make a shirt. I booed Diablo Immortal. You can just wear that all the time. I was there. I booed that crap.
Oh, goodness. But they had all sorts of other stuff at the BlizzCon that you typically see. Some of the tournaments, fun things. StarCraft's there as always. But that was the whole kit and caboodle. That was the big spiel about it. So you know what? There you go. I thought I'd let everybody know.
Well, that pretty much wraps up this episode of Third Shift. If you guys want to send us some feedback on what we talked about this week, if you got anything you want us to talk about, any comments, any questions, any concerns, if you just want to say hi, if you want to tell us that this new direction of the show is fantastic and you love it so much, you can do that via email at info@thirdshift.me. You can tweet at us at ThirdShiftME, and you can find us on Facebook under Third Shift.
Indeed you can. You can also find us over there at the wonderful Patreon, where our patrons currently reside, helping us out, keeping us motivated. We treat it just like a tip jar. If you like what you hear, please consider heading over there and throwing us $1, $5, $1,000, $1 million. I could get a laser shark with that. You know what I'm saying? Call back to a wonderful movie. God bless it. I gotta watch it again. Anywho's, if you can't throw us anything, we also understand that. Please consider heading over to the Twitters, the Facebooks, the iTunes, all the different places, giving us the 5 stars, the thumbs ups, feedback, mailbag questions, all those wonderful things. Hey, maybe even consider heading over to Twitch and following us over at Third Shift Meet, because you know what, we could use it. We're trying to get over there, trying to get things bolstered, moving and grooving, and you following us and watching us would be doing just that. So please consider helping us out in some way, any way, shape, form, or possible by you.
Absolutely. We 100% do appreciate the people who are doing those things for us. And we'll appreciate you. If you don't do it now and then you do it, we'll appreciate that. That'll be great. And hey, this podcast drops every Friday, so we'll be back in your ear holes on the 16th of November for our very next episode. You can find that episode on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, on YouTube. I guess that wasn't that many. I didn't need to take in the big breath.
Spotify and stuff, all the things.
But if you like what we're doing and you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out. And we really do appreciate it.
Indeed we do. Please consider heading over there and giving us a 5-star review on the iTunes. We would very much appreciate that. We've told you many stories on how the 5 stars are very important to us. And very important to you as well, because eventually I'm going to have to consume your soul if you don't just give it to me through a 5-star review.
Did we go like NPR on this last segment here?
We did indeed.
It's like ASMR or NPR, National Public Radio. And with that, Eric,
Hey.
I don't think there's anything else to say, but...
Do not forget to save.
Don't forget to save.
Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and may the Lord Jesus bless you.
Stay tuned for Brahms's Concerto in G, conducted by the Studio Philharmonic with Burgess Sukoto on lead violin.
Yes, and after them, stay tuned for Dr. Generic and his views on the Republican Party and its current legislative rights on the third wing.
Oh, I really believe that's important for us to talk about today.
Shut up and sit down.